YouTube, hello. On YouTube as well. I'm actually going to make the screen a bit bigger. See that little rascal in the back? She's a wee rascal, she is. All right. Beautiful, 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 beautiful energy. So I don't know where, look, I'm about to do this. I don't know where the eyeshadow on this eye went. Maybe it's a look, right? Whatever. Anyway, hello. Hello. She's a spitfire, she is. So, hi, happy July. I know we've been in July now for 13 days. So I hope that you're feeling fine, feeling good. And I'm happy that you're watching this and that you're here for this reading, for this July Aether reading. I'm probably going to just do a 9-card spread, but I did not do too much pre-thought. I've been really in a space of overthought and kind of stressed lately. We moved recently. See if I can turn this down. We moved recently. We traveled a lot recently. We're still traveling in the future, in the near future. So it's a lot. So I'm settling down, settling into this energy now, today, so that I can do this video and tap into the energies that are at large. Shout out to at large. And, stay in tow with the progression of limitless light, right? And to share just good vibes and good messages. So I'll be using these 3, possibly 4 decks, possibly 5 decks today. We'll see how the energy flows and how it goes. But the way I have my decks organized is that the majority of my decks, if not all of them, no, just the majority, there's like a bunch of decks on my desk, are that was bugging me. They are in like a briefcase. And so when I got some decks out, the decks that I'm using today out, I got the Tantra Toolbox Terra deck out today. And I didn't realize that another card had fallen out from another deck, the Cat Tarot. I've used it many times on TikTok, on Instagram, all that. And one of the cards fell out, and it was the 10 of Wands. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. So for this 10 of Wands, it's basically saying, great job. You got this far. You still got a little bit to go, but give yourself a break. Give yourself some time to settle in, to adjust, to embrace. And it is upright, which is good. I think that if it were reversed, it would be like, no, you're losing, you're squandering. And with it being upright, I feel the energy really is sort of applauding or celebrating that we may have it a lot right now at this moment, that, nothing's ever laid out in the cards, essentially. Speaking of cards, nothing's laid out definitively in the cards. So just to be on guard, just to stay on guard about your energy, your environment, and everything else that would impact us on a daily basis, right? So I say go with the flow, but it could also be just vibe with the times, okay? So, and in our life, life is comprised of all these different phases that we go through as individuals and collectively. And with this being a 10, either this could be us coming to the end of an actualization or a phase, closing out a phase so that we can really integrate into a new one, a new, more uplifting, more positive, more ubiquitous phase. Or, sorry, she dropped all her food this morning. It's so cute. Not for us, but we have to pick it up. So, but she's eating it. So I'm like, yes. So tapping into that energy of basically going forth, staying alert, not overstimulating yourself or being led by any type of adverse energy like fear or confusion or anything, to line the ducks up, line the balls up, essentially, and surround yourself with good energy. Surround yourself with fun energy, maybe. It's the first month of summer. So here in the Northern Hemisphere in California, where I'm at. So yeah, go ahead and don't be afraid to get out there and get active. At the same time, don't let yourself get too carried away. That's what the advice from this card feels like. I'm going to go ahead and put this card right at the top. And let's just, without further ado, go ahead and get into the reading. I'm going to start with the Oracle here, which is the Sacred Geometry Oracle Activations. That's just what I chose for today. And I'm trying to do a new setup with this beautiful fabric that I received from a friend years ago from Dev Lovely. And congratulations, girl. Oh my gosh. So yeah, congratulations to her and to her boo. I'm so happy for her. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and just get some shuffles on for today's Oracle message. So as opposed to the 8 messages that would come out in the season previews that are done, we're going to go ahead and have 10 minimum collective messages today. And because it is so many more, I'm going to go ahead and just lay the cards out first, beginning with the Oracle. And I'll try to talk in between as I'm shuffling so that it's not so boring, right? I've recognized and realized that that's kind of who I am. I'm more of the boring, Ben Stein, type of energy. But it's because I've become really comfortable and moving at a pace that is more aligned with me. In this quick-paced world, I'm comfortable with the pace that I go at, which tends to be slower. All right, we got a card that just fell out. I'm going to put this to the side. Here, I'm just going to put it there. All right, that is our Oracle. I'm going to now shuffle the Ink Witch Tarot, which is going to serve as our highlighted messages. Okay. I always use my chest bumper, the cards. So, I mean, it's quite a chest. It's quite the bumper, So, hi, Amaraya. I'm giving a general reading. I am open to pulling cards at the end of the reading, the initial reading. I invite you to stick around, though. as it goes on into the messages that come out. Right now, I am shuffling so I can get the highlighted message for the July energy, right? The rest of July, the next moon phase, the new moon in Cancer on the 17th. All right, so Ace of Cups and Justice just came out. New moon in Cancer will be on the 17th. I may do also, I'm thinking of doing, thank you, Amariah. Am I saying your name right? It's absolutely beautiful. So the new moon Cancer is on the 17th. And as we move into this energy, which is interesting that the 10 of Wands came out from that other deck. Ooh. It's interesting that the 10 of Wands from the other deck came out because it is that sort of like we're coming out of this set of phases of the moon and going into a lot of reversals here. But a lot, we got literally of the cards that have come out, we got one upright. So far, and I think it's a great card to get upright. Cards keep dropping. I only take the cards that land on the table. Right now, and that flip over in my hands. Not those, that was like 7. Take it easy, kitties. Kitty cats, kitty cats. All right, so the energy of the deck right now feels kind of like stuffy. So maybe it is, there's a feeling of possibly stuck energy, or feeling like, or not realizing what opportunities are out there, or not realizing what chances we have for some of us. Wow, okay, so, but everything's about to be brought to light. Just let's go into it. Let's go into this. And then I will pull other cards at the end. Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Very Cancerian energy. We're in Cancer season up until the 17th. Or up until I believe the 21st. So this is the card that came out for the Oracle. Okay. 16 conception. We're going to look into it and see what it says. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness into our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. Now, one thing about this card, just like most of the cards in the layout, it did come out reversed. So the question that I have is, where is our focus right now? How are we focused? What are we focused on? Why are we focused? Those are some good questions I feel coming out. And I think it's also inviting us to sort of, not because it was reversed, I think it's not only inviting us to go back to the origin, but also to sort of game plans, goal set for the future, which is nice. It's nice. It's nice energy, sort of to have a trajectory to go to to establish a sense of trajectory, okay? So let's get into it. We're gonna go into the highlighted message, which is this 9-card spread. In the center, we have the 8 of Swords. We have the 8 of Swords, but we have the 8 of Swords reversed. So I think that there's this sense of actualizing or realizing. Here, let me show Instagram, 8 of Swords reversed, and then YouTube. There's a sense, like I said, when I shuffled the cards, they felt stuffy. In this box, in this box, if someone were doing like a magic trick where they put a person in the box, I'm sure it's gonna feel stuffy, right? So I think this is a message saying that, you know, we have this opportunity, we have this chance with the summer, especially the emerging sun. Sort of, I know it's like heat wave all over the place, but there's a different air of opportunity that comes with this time of year, especially in the northern hemisphere where it is that sunniness. Where we don't have to feel consolidated and confined, where we do have more of an outlook on where to go. Oh my goodness, they're playing. Leo is very vocal. There's more of an outlook on where we're going and where we're placing our energy from here on out, or from wherever we've been. And there's a progression. There's an opportunity for progression for where we do place our energy, which means our thoughts, our emotions, our, like, I love to use the word compartmentalize. And I feel like that's a bit of this energy, because, you know, if we didn't compartmentalize, or we didn't have a degree of structure in our lives, or like organization, sometimes it can get overwhelming and can get, you know, it can get stuffy. It can be like, oh my God, there's so much going on. I feel it a lot, but I'm very sensitive, which is something I'm not ashamed to say. So that's awesome. Don't be ashamed. No shame in this life game. If we're going about it holistically, if we're going about it thoughtfully, mindfully, caring, in a caring way. So for the first position, this top left corner, we got Justice reverse, backed by the Ace of Cups reversed. So there may be some situations, some relationships, maybe even some maybe jobs that we're letting go of because there were injustices, or just things that were not aligned with us. Because really the end goal, the end goal of this life game at the end is to reach that ultimate alignment within ourselves, so that we can actualize the most out of life, actualize the most out of our experience, right? So with the Justice, hi Astro Forecast. Here, I'm going to wave to you. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you for joining. Justice reversed, I feel like Justice, just like the King, Queen of Swords, they're all holding the same relative of sword, in my opinion. And those are the swords of truth, right? The swords of I feel like there's a word, it starts with a V. That I can't think of it right now, and it's not validity, but it's I'm not going to try to stress too much about it because I'll just get worked up. But there's definitely, and I've been saying this for the past few reads, a need to embrace radical honesty, a need to sort of dip our toes in that pool in order to get the most out of our experiences. If that's just us being radically honest with ourselves, that's a great first step, right? And that will make us more comfortable in that reality of being radically honest, to be able to exercise it continuously without second guessing or things like that. Okay. We have next the Four of Wands reversed. So, and that comes right after this Ace of Cups and Justice reversed. I feel like because of the change that was brought by this lack of fairness, lack of honesty, it has sort of put some of us, or it can put some of us, if it hasn't happened already, in a space of feeling unstable, feeling because Four of Wands upright is about celebrating. It's about celebrating a sense of foundation, a newfound sense of foundation. So maybe with the Ace of Cups being reversed, we didn't find that foundation in a certain situation that we had a lot of love for, a certain relationship we had a lot of love for, a certain thought process, a lot of love for, and emotional ties to. Okay, but that brings us into the next, into the third position, which is the Ace of Wands reversed, backed by the Ace of Pentacles. So this is really talking about focusing on those aspects or those opportunities in life that we can invest our energy, our attention, all that into, especially when we feel like we have that stuffy feeling when it comes to like going forward or creating or making things happen that we don't feel like we can make happen. When we lose the confidence in our being, when we lose the confidence in our confidence in a situation, it's realizing that we have to sort of decide which aspects of life are most worth our investment for us individually. Now, I think everybody has at least a little bit of divine energy in them, right? And that's just my belief. I'm sure it's shared. I'm sure it's applied to a universal consciousness in a sense, or a branch of universal consciousness. But if we're giving all of our energy to one aspect of life and not the other, or we're withholding our energy from certain aspects of life, we could find ourselves more stuck in this lack of feeling like we have stability and like we have a sense of foundation than not. Life does take a degree of risks. Life does warrants taking a degree of chances. And if we're not open to that, then we will feel more of this Four of Wands reversed, stuffy, stagnant energy, okay? Where the flames are out. There are no flames. There's no sparks. There's no sparklers. There's no spark to life. So I would recommend, when we do find a spark, sort of really doing our best to see how we can incorporate it into our lives, seeing if it's worth incorporating into our lives, and seeing how much we're willing to invest into those aspects. All right, so conception. Conception. All right, so next we have, in the fourth position, we have the Five of Cups reversed and the Page of Wands reversed, okay? So the Page of Wands is like the Ace of Wands reversed. There's a hat. They both have hats where things are just coming out of them, right? So that sort of gives me that feeling of like overwhelmed, like it's like the clown with the string of knots, how it just seems to be never ending. I think that there's a sense of being able to flow, um, that is being brought to our awareness. There's an area of flow that we are able to tap into, that will not lead to this over what was I saying? Overwhelming feeling that comes from that. I think there's a steadiness that can be established. Next, we have the Eight of Wands reverse, which we already went into, but really it's like it's realizing that there's not a need to be or feel stuck or stagnant at this time, that there is an opportunity for us to open up, and there are safe spaces to be. This box and the Eight of Swords reverse has like literally eight swords in it. I would not say that's a safe space. I would not say, even in the original depiction with the girl, the lady being blindfolded with all the eight swords around her, that's not a safe space per se. And whether the lady put herself there or not, it's definitely got this unsafe energy to it. Next, we have the Six of Swords, and it is reversed. So I think that this is an energy. These aspects are energies that really cannot be influenced by, I don't want to say cannot, that are probably not going to be influenced by external matters, right? I think that, like, for me, part of what I'm getting into is this arts and crafts venture that I'm getting into, this arty venture that I'm getting into, or getting back into, that I was into when I was younger, and now I'm getting back into it. And like that, of course, like the materials that I use and things, those are all external, but it's not like anyone was like, do that thing that you used to do, or that like I was led by any other persuasion than the origin of me having done it before. I mean, yeah, like there are things that I do it for, that I've done it for, but it's not like it all led up to this one thing that I did it for. You know what I mean? It's like that's just a happenstance, and that's just the way it is. Okay, so I would say try not to get ourselves into any situations that are reliant or dependent upon external energies at this time. Like if you plan a party and you invite a bunch of people and only like half those people show up, don't let that be dependent on whether you're going to have a good time at the party that you're throwing. Don't do it. Because then you're putting yourself in a situation of this stagnancy, of this like, I have to be upset about this, and when you really don't. Okay. Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. So a lot of us may not be at this Nine of Pentacles yet. We may not be in this energy yet, this fortified energy, this foundation energy. We may be working toward it, but we may not have accomplished it. And that's literally what this Ten of Wands was saying. Like, you've accomplished so much, We've accomplished so much. We're just not there yet. So as we're still working on getting there, stay vigilant. Vigilant, that's the V word I meant to say earlier when I was talking about the swords, the sword of vigilance. Vigilance is going to carry us into this, not vigilant, like violent vigilant, but like vigilance in terms of awareness. And again, here's this word grace, that we sort of allow ourselves to embody and be, okay? That also love, okay? Love. I feel like that takes a degree of vigilance. And I feel like there may be situations that we're falling out of love with because of certain incongruencies or displacements or lack of alignment. But that's okay, because there's still so much of a journey, of this life journey, to pursue and to be on. And so if this is the end goal, sometimes we have to, take into consideration the landscape, the things that it would take to get here, and not just here, not just this place. Right. Like, buildings take a lot. Like, you got to do the blueprint, you got to get the materials, you got to get all, unless you're building it yourself, even when you're building it yourself, you have to have a degree of you typically have a team that is devoted to dividing the labor. Okay. So yeah, don't do it all yourself. Don't do it all at once. Not all at once. Don't expect things to come at once. As I was saying, phases and waves are part of life, literally. Let me turn this a little this way. And it's about like really establishing what those phases are and acting accordingly. Whether that does involve external influence, like a second opinion, or you need to get some type of grant or something in order to build. This is just a hypothetical situation, by the way. If it applies to you, that's freaking awesome. But don't be building in this heat, I would say. But definitely, yeah. Just like it said, it takes a village to raise a child. I think that it takes a team to really contribute to a strong foundation. And whether that's a spirit team, because, single mothers be out there. Single mothers are out there and they're doing fantastic 8 times out of 10. You know what I mean? And sometimes they're doing, okay, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, so let's go on to the next card. We have the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is such a beautiful card to come out after this 9 of Pentacles. I feel like that sense of support is depicted here by the 6 of Wands. Okay. These unicorns. I love unicorns. I feel like they're not unicorns per se, but they're more like a merry-go-round horses, right? They're shining. So there's a sense of newness here. There's a sense of having the support and having the energy of having that external energy and support in order to really embrace these new opportunities that are coming or that are already there that you are becoming aligned with. So this is beautiful. And it's like, when I see these horses, it's like, I almost want to say like off to the races type of thing. Even though they remind me of they're literally merry-go-round horses. So like even if it was a race, it would be a slow and steady, repetitive race, you know? And for some people that's okay. I mean, with working, there tends to be a degree of repetition. There tends to be a degree of that compartmentalization being continual, right? So it's almost natural, just like the phases of the year, the seasons of the year, they're more or less continual, right? They may be altered here and there, like winter lasted a little longer than I wish this year. Not a little longer than I wish, but a little longer than expected, I would say. And then we have, hey Don, and then we have as a final position in this layout, we have two cards that are interesting to come out together, both major arcana. We have Judgment backed by the moon. I feel like this is illuminating for us this is a time to start making decisions regarding our paths forward. Which, as I said before, an aspect of those would be sort of configuring who goes where in terms of the teams that we build. In terms of the teams and the people that we have around us, the energies that we have around us, the environments, everything, the energy, right? So it's up to us to decide individually and collectively when we talk about, when I say that, what is her name? The young lady whose page I was on heavy yesterday. She's the representative from Texas. She her whole essence is about unity, right? Unity and fairness for all, but highlighting, APOC, I guess it's called, right? What is APOC? Anyways, I could not get off of her page because everything that she was sort of campaigning for and what she has been rallying to support for is absolutely incredible. And I could feel her energy. I could feel it. You know what I mean? So, and she has a wonderful team. She does videos with her team. She has a wonderful team to support her through that journey. And that's sort of what I'm feeling like the energy is here. We have to make these decisions and these judgments about our individual lives as we go into this next phase. The moon is reversed. The moon is reversed, meaning, which is funny, all the moon phases are here, which for me is saying like, there's no, what you see is what you get. That's what it's saying to me. And so when people show you who they are, trust that. When people say things the way they say them, if they say something out of pocket or, out of line, and there's no desire to correct or to clarify, then there's nothing, then believe that, okay? Things like that, of that nature, of those natures that are just like obvious, right? That we may want to not accept or stomach, okay? I feel like with the Judgment card, he has this, I don't know what this would be, a scepter, and it goes right across his stomach. Okay? I think that that's going to be possibly the center of where the center of our decision making happens. That our gut instincts, our instinctual awareness. I'm going to pull a chakra card and see. Goodness. See what chakra we can tap into, and what energies we can tap into to help us to get the most out of where we are at now and going into this next phase that is highlighted here. Okay. Conception. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and the possibilities of the space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. I do. Okay, so for the chakra card, we got the solar plexus, which is that stomach area. Okay, it is our gut, essentially, and it promotes a source of personal power and relates to self-esteem, warrior energy, and the energy to transform. Judgment. I did a short on YouTube, and for this card specifically, and there's so much in this card that talks about transformation and growth. Okay, the solar power of transformation. A complex of ganglia and radiating nerves of the sympathetic nervous system located in the pit of the stomach. It plays an important role in the functioning of stomach, kidneys, liver, and adrenal glands. It is great for willpower, responsibility, strength, confidence, and independence. On the other side of that, we have low esteem, low energy, indigestion, worthlessness, guilt, and poor skin. Some great stones for this to invigorate this chakra during this time of July. Some stones are citrine, calcite, and tiger's eye. Tiger's eye wanted to come out like 5 times when I was choosing the stones to bake under. Dawn did this for me and put all my stones in here. So it's a lovely, like I can see them. I can actively engage with them. And tiger's eye, I have 2 tiger's eye, and they both tried to come out. And I was like, no, I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. But the fact that it just came out right now is amazing. So the mantra the mantra for this area of chakra is RAM, RAM. So I'm going to go ahead and with this chime, I'm going to go ahead and do a few ROMs, okay? Just for an example of like what maybe you can do if you're watching to amplify the solar plexus energy. Lustrous. Solar plexus says, I do amazing things on a daily basis. I do believe in myself and my loved ones. I do love all the energy that I get to interact with every day. Okay. I think that concludes the reading, this portion of the reading. I know Amira, I feel like I've been saying your name wrong. I don't know if you're still there, in the room, hi, Amira. You wanted to have some cards pulled? Ooh. I'm going to take these up. All right. Amira, yes? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? I want to make sure that, the reading is accurate as it can be. I'm going to shuffle these back in the way I do. All right, I'm going to give you a general reading, Amira. I'm going to leave the solar plexus chakra card out. For Amira. Do one more master shuffle. Thank you for being here, by the way. All right, Instagram. Here we go. Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords reversed as the first card. Why is the Ten of Swords reversed? For Amira. Okay. These three came out together. And then I'll pull a Tantra Toolbox empowerment card to sum it all up. Just a moment. Okay. We have the Hierophant reversed on the bottom of the deck. My stomach was playing peekaboo. For Amira. All right. Beautiful. So let's get into it, Amira. First two cards we got out are the Ten of Swords and the Emperor. So I feel like with the read I just did, talking about that embracing of new energy, I think that you're right in line, aligned with that. With the Ten of Swords being reversed, to me, that's like just flipping a 10 around. So instead of it being 1-0, it's 0-1. So it really is the opportunity to begin a new venture, and it's quite the venture. I'm going to show you these cards. So we got first the Ten of Swords reversed. So that looks kind of really uncomfortable. So maybe you're moving into a state of comfort and a state of being able to really embrace your environment, for one, and truly embrace it in a fuller way than maybe you've gotten the opportunity to do before, or maybe that you were stopped even from doing. Okay. with the Emperor coming up right after that, I feel like, yeah, you're getting this chance to go on possibly a voyage or go on this new adventure and have divine energy, have your divine energy amplified by doing so, which is beautiful. And you're going to be able to, I feel like this is going to bring you to a place of being able to have more of a say in what goes on around you in your life, maybe that you feel like you haven't had before. Like this flying creature did not have a choice in being pinned down or not, you know? Um, and yet they are in this photo, but in the Ten of Swords photo, right? But with the Emperor coming up next to it, it's like that's a thing of the past, you know? Even with the Ten of Swords coming out reversed, it's a thing of the past. If it was a thing, it's a thing of the past. You're going to be able to move into this next phase or this time with an opportunity to be more assured of self and assured of your choices. There's definitely a sense of divine support here with the Emperor. The Emperor here reminds me of like an ace, and the Rider-Waite decks, normally the aces have like a hand coming out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, but just out of the heavens, essentially. And the Emperor for this deck does exactly that. So usually the hands to me are like, you know, divine gifts. You may be receiving a divine gift. You may be receiving divine guidance, okay, during this time. Next, we have the narwhals, the Three of Swords reversed that came out, followed by the Queen of Wands reversed, and then the Ace of Cups upright. So I think that along with having this energy of having a greater sense of outlook and a greater sense of where, I don't want to sound competitive, but like how you're energetically being embracing life, right? It's going to, either you're going to do so by getting into something new that you love or doing something that you loved before, just as the conception card said for the main reading, or just that you'll find love, right? You'll find love in some way. And it's not going to be a love that makes you feel uncertain. It's not going to be a love that's unbalanced, right? With the Three of Swords reversed, because Three of Swords typically stands for heartbreak, it's actually an opportunity for you to dive into the waters to really find that love in an unconventional way, in a way that really truly aligns with you, right? Maybe you're unconventional yourself. I'm looking at the Tantra Toolbox Empowerment card that came out for you, and it says freedom is my divine right. And I feel like that is definitely the air here with the Swords card that came out. I feel like there's this bird is this bird. So there's the bird in this. This came out reversed, which is a good thing because you don't want heartbreak. No one wants heartbreak, but it's the same as this bird. Same bird, different area, different day. Also, by doing so unconventionally, you're gonna be able to actualize more continually. The the Chariot is underneath the Hierophant, okay? Confront your sexual history with compassion. Peace is power. I release all fear and doubt, allowing myself the courage to grow. So I believe that these different energies that are sort of converging for you to really take the reins of a certain situation or just your life in general. I think that's the opportunity for that. I'm sure there's another word for opportunity, but the to embrace that, the gifts that come from that, I think that you're going to be more exposed to that at this time. Yeah. And yeah, it will take willpower, it will take strength, it will take confidence, and potentially independence. You can enter a loving situation with a sense of independence. And oftentimes when you do that, it makes the relationship stronger. Okay? That's what I got for you, Amira. Thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in and for sticking around. The Queen of Wands. Yeah, just don't be too hasty, okay? You're good. Oh my gosh, thank you, Amira. Please like and follow and all that stuff. Subscribe if you'd like. We were traveling, Dawn and I, for quite some time, and we just moved, so I didn't really put out as much content as I wish, but I look forward to putting out more. Thank you, Amira, and thank you everybody who watches. And remember to stay light, be love, and that you got this. Remember, you got this, okay? All right, divine angel lights. That is my cue. I'm heading out. Have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Bye. Thank you, Amira.